Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel असद इंटरनेशनल एकेडमी। आज हम डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं वो है BSc स्टैटिस्टिक्स पार्ट 2 के मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस, डेफिनेशंस, एग्जांपल्स, प्रॉब्लम्स, न्यूमेरिकल्स of 2022. You can easily get 90 to 100 marks in exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. So this video is very interesting and very helpful for the all students of Pakistan and India. So must watch this video from starting to end, and without wasting any time, let's start the video. So here I'm going to discuss this book of Introduction to Statistical Theory Part 2. This book PDF is available in the description below this video. Just click the link below and you can easily download the book of this Introduction to Statistical Theory. So let's start. So here, first of all, I'm going to move here the first chapter, chapter 14, survey, sampling and sampling distribution. This chapter is very important for exams. Statistical inference, chapter 15 is very important. Chapter 16, hypothesis testing is also very important for exams. Chi-square distribution and statistical is very easy and very important for this topic. And next step is here, student distribution is very important. F distribution, analysis of variance, and statistical inference in regression correlation is very important. And next, experimental designs is also very important for exam. So let's start the first chapter, chapter 14, survey sampling. So in survey sampling, I'm going to discuss these definitions of sampling, and each definition of sampling is very important. So here, first of all, I'm going to discuss here sampling frame. Sampling frame definition is very important. Here are non-probability sampling, probability sampling, and non-probability sampling. It's really important for exams. Next, sampling with replacement and sampling without replacement is very important. In sampling with replacement, we have number of samples, capital N raised to power small n. But in sampling without replacement, the formula is here NCN. I have already discussed the lectures of statistics part 2. If you want to learn the statistics with the easiest method and conceptual method, so must visit the playlist of this channel. Each topic and each video is very helpful for you. Must watch and also share. So here, next step is here, sampling error. Sampling error is very important. Sampling error is the x bar minus mu, and next step is here, as the sample size increases, must remember that sample error is reduced when sample size increases, and measure is very important. Non-sampling errors and sampling errors and non-sampling errors are very important for you. And next, sampling bias. What is bias? Sampling bias is the expected value of x bar minus mu. And next step is here, random table. This is very important for numericals. Next, example number 14.4 is very important for how to use random number table for normal distribution. I have already uploaded this lecture with the concepts. You can watch the playlist of this channel. Next step. Next, non-probability sample, purposive sample. Next, quota sample is very important definitions. Next step. Next, central limit theorem is very important. This topic, this definition is very simple. From if a variable due to the has infinity, this just a little definition is very important for exams. Next step. Now I'm going to move the next part, exercise. In exercise, question of 14.18 is very important for exams. It's also very important for practical. 14.19 part 1, binomial distribution Python, both are very important. 14.20 is very important. Next, 14.21 B part is very important for exams. 14.22 A part, B part are very important for exams of 2022 BSc Statistics Part 2. And next step, 14.25 is B part of 14.26. B part is very important for exams. Next you can try the 14.28, 14.29. You can try these questions. And next 14.34 question is very important for exams. BSC strategy. Next step is here. I'm going to move to the next step. 14.49, page number 65. 14.49 B part is very important for BSC Statistics exam part 2 or 2022. Next 14.50 is very important for exams. Next you can also try 14.51 B part. Next step. Now state and proof limit theorem is very important, which is page number 41. I hope that we cleared the chapter. Next going to move the chapter 15, statistical inference. This is very important. I have already uploaded the lectures of statistical inference. You can watch the playlist. Next step is here. It's very important. What is statistical inference? What is point estimation? I must remember that estimation is a process and estimate is a value and estimator is a formula. Just a little difference between them. And point estimation is for single, and next interval estimation is for range. So here next topic is here. The good point estimator properties are very important. Good point estimator properties I have already discussed in the lectures of BSC Statistics. You can also visit the playlist of next unbiasedness. In this topic, must remember that this question is very important for exams. Sample mean is unbiased estimator of population base. This question proof is here from let us consider to the portion any population. This question is very important for exams. Next, you can also try the example 15.2 is very important for exams. Next step. Now I'm going to move the exam. Also move the this proof is also very important. Expectation of S square to sigma square. This proof is also very important for exams. Next, example 15.3 is very important. Next step is here. Example 15.4 is very important for BSc Statistics Part 2 exams. Next, example 15.6 is also very important. Next, now this topic is very important. MSc mean square error topic is very important, and also its proof is very important for exams. Now next step is there. Now methods of point estimation, method of maximum likelihood. I have already discussed the lectures of maximum likelihood. You can also prove the MLE for Poisson binomial. Must watch the playlist of this channel. You can easily learn and do this very easily. You can also share. The next step is here. Now I'm going to move the exercise. In exercise at page number 114, C part is very important. Is an estimator or random variable? Is very important. Yes, because estimator has different values for probability distribution. So estimator is a random variable. It's very important topic. Next step is here. 15.5 question is very important. A B part. 15.6 a very important for A B part is very important for exams. Very important for BSc Statistics Part 2 2022 exams. This question is very important. 15.7 A B part. 15.8 A B parts are very important. 15.9 B part. 15.10 B part are very important for exams. You can also try the B C part is very important. Next step. So in the next step, 15.13 is very important. 15.14 and next 15.15 and 15.16 and 15.17, 15.18 are very important for exam. I have already solved this question in my lectures of statistics, which are available in the playlist of this channel. So here, next step is here. 15.20 confidence coefficient, confidence interval is very important for definitions. Next, 15.24 question is very important. 15.25 BC part. 15.26 AB part. And next step is here. 15.28 are very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. 15.21 B part. 15.34, 15.35 ABC parts are 15.36 are very 15.36 is also very important question. Next 15.39 ABC part, 15.40. These questions are very important. Next, now I'm going to move the chapter 16, hypothesis test. This is very important topic. I have already discussed the hypothesis testing lectures and also solved the problems. You can also visit the playlist to learn that, and you can easily make the hypothesis testing very easy. So must visit the playlist of the channel. In this topic, statistical inference, each is definition very important. Hypothesis testing, acceptance region, rejection region, simple hypothesis, composite thesis, type first type. Each definition is very important. I have cleared the concept about the hypothesis testing. It's very easy hypothesis testing, numerical solves. I have also shared the tricks to solve the hypothesis testing problems. So must visit the playlist of this channel. Next step. Now here, so I'm here the page number 156. Question hypothesis testing about standard deviation is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. You can do that here. Example 16.18 is very important. Just formulas are very important for exam. Example 16.19 results also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Next, tests for binomial distribution is also very important for exams. Example sentimentality is very important. Now I'm going to move the exercise. In exercise, you can start from here. 16.13 question B part is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. 16.14 is very important. 16.15 AB part. Next, you can also try 16.18 AB parts are very important for exams. 16.19 is very important. 16.20, 16.22 all very important for exams and also for practicals of statistics. Next step, 16.25 B part, 16.26 B part are very important for exams. 16.29 A part. Next, 16.32 AB part are very important. And the last 16.34 and 16.34 and 16.35 are very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Must try this question. And next, now I'm going to move the chapter 17, chi-square distribution and statistical. This chapter is also very important. Its definition are very important for exams. Properties of chi-square. You can try the properties. First, second properties here. Fourth property. Just write the here. You can move here. 5 property just from this starting to ending. You can write the properties of chi-square are very important. In this 6 part, the random variable to univariate. You can also write this property of chi-square. Next step, chi-square table of it's very important. Next, confidence interval is also very important for chi-square. Next, now I'm page 195. Goodness of a test for binomial Python normal is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. I also shared the steps. You can write here null hypothesis. Fit is good for you can write here binomial Python normal. You can write the steps here H0, and for H1 you can write the steps. Just write the formula of chi-square is equal to summation F0 minus Fe whole square Fe. This formula is very important for hypothesis testing questions of goodness of it. F0 is the observed frequency. F observed frequency, which is the given frequency. You can write this given frequency is the observed frequency, and Fe is the expected frequency. When you calculate the frequency Fe, this is called as expected frequency. So here you can write here degree of freedom is here k minus 1 minus m is the degree of freedom. And next step, find for normal is very important, goodness of it. And next step is here now association topic is very important for exams of BSc Part 2. Its definitions our formulas are very important. Now example number 17.18 is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Next step is here Now definitions, each is definition of this page, shares, correction, continuity. These formulas are very important at page 214 and 21 and 215 are very important for exams. Now this is the table for attributes. Attributes topic is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Chi-square test for homogeneity is also very important for exams. Now this formula is very important. Example 1722 is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Now I'm going to move the exercise, and exercise 17.6 A B parts are very important for exams. 75 B part is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Next step is here 17.10, 17.11 are very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. 17.12, just do that here. Now I'm going to the next page. 17.12 is very important for exams. Next, move the question at page number 227. Question 17.26, very important. This topic is start from goodness of it. This B part is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. 17.27 is very important. 17.28 is also very important. 17.29 and 17.30, 17.33. This topic, for goodness of it, each is numerical is very important for exams. So BSc Statistics Part 2 must try these questions. Next step is here 17. This topic is for independence association, starts from page number 231. This question 17.41, 17.42 are also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. And next 17.44 is B part, very important for exams of BSc Statistics. Next step 17.52, 17.53 is very important for exams of BSc Statistics. And next 17.54 BA part is very important for exams. Now I'm going to move the chapter 18, student redistribution t-test is very important for exams. Next step is there student redistribution. What is student redistribution? Is very important definition. The formula T is equal to x bar minus mu over square. This is called as t distribution. Next, properties of student distribution as well as very important. You can write from this from minus 50 plus 50, the mean and variance just still. You can write the property of small properties. Next, third, t distribution is unimodal with bell shape. You can write this 5 from the shape of distribution to the size changes 6 and 7. This question, this properties are very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. And next, student table is very important. Assumptions in using t distribution is very important for exams. Next step is here confidence interval is also very important for t distribution. Next step is here. Now I'm going to move the next now this for unequal variance, when variance are not equal, then you can write this formula of degree of freedom. V is the degree of freedom. Next step is here. Now I'm going to move the exercise. Exercise question 18.5 is very important. 18.7 B part is also very important. And next step 18.6, 18.7, you can try this question. Next step is here 18.14 is by 18.16, 18.17, 18.18 are very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. 18.20 is very important for practical and exams. 18.26 C part is very important. 18.29 AB part is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. You can also try 18.28. Next step, I'm going to move the chapter 19, F distribution, F test. This formula is very important. This test is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Degree of freedom is here, N1 minus 1 and B2 is the N2 minus 1. Next, properties of distributions are very important. Next step is here assumptions. Now at page number 27, this table of F distribution is also very important. The next step is here. These formulas at page number 23 are very important for confidence interval of F distribution. And next step is here. And now next step is here. I'm going to move the exercise, and exercise 19.6 question is very important for exams for ABC part. 19.7, 19.8, 19.9, 19.10, 19.11, 19.12. Each is question of our F distribution and are very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Now I'm going to move the next chapter. chapter 20, analysis of variance and nova. This chapter is also very important for exams. Its definitions are very important. One-way ANOVA is very important. Two-way ANOVA is very important. Exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. This table, you can remember this table of analysis of variance. This will be very helpful to you. Next step is example number 25 is also very important for one-way ANOVA exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Now, example of 2020 is also very important for exams. Next step is here. There's two-way ANOVA is also very important for exams. So BSc Statistics Part 2. You can remember these formulas. Next, its table is also very. You can have to remember this table of ANOVA, which is very important. Now, for two-way ANOVA, example 20.5 is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. And next step is here. Now next, I'm going to move the exercise. In exercise, page number 20.7, question, page number 337, question 20.7 A part is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. 20.10 is also very important. Next, 20.11 is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. For two-way, 20.19 is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. 20.21 is also very important. Next step is here. Now I'm going to move the question 21 statistical regression. In this topic, these formulas that are very important for exams. Next, confidence interval for population correlation coefficient is also very important topic. Next, example of 21.8 is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Example number 21.10 is also very important. You can also try the example number 21.9. Example number 21.11, 21.12 also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. And now I'm going to move the next topic. I'm going to move the exercise. In exercise 20.1, 20.2 is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Now, question is here. You can also try 21.4, 5, 6, 7. You can also try this question, 20.10. Next question, 21.24, AAC parts, 21.25, also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. I'm going to move the chapter 2022. 2022 is the analysis of covariance. This chapter is also very important, which is ANCOVA. In these definitions are very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Now we're going to move the chapter 23, experimental designs. This chapter is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Its definitions are very important. Basic principles are very important. Next portion, this is a local control, the complete randomized design. It's also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part definitions. Its numericals are very important. Next, advantage and disadvantage are also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. And next up is here. Randomized complete block design. This topic is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. The advantage resources also are very important. And next step is here. In this chapter, at latent scale design, three-way is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. And next step is here. Advantage, this one is also very important. Now on an exercise, now go to exercise. Question 23.4 B part is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. 23.11 for two-way is also very important for exams of 2022. And next step is here. 23.22 latent scales and 23.33 is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. Now you can now move the next chapter, chapter 24. Chapter 24, non-parametric test is also very important. Exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. What are parametric tests? What are non-parametric tests? I also discuss the lectures of what are the parametric tests. You can also watch the lectures by visiting the playlist of this channel. Now I'm going to move there. Science is also very important. Next, move the next topic. Now these tests are very important. Uh, Wilcoxon test, and you can also voter for man Welchman test, U test is also very important. And now I'm going to move the exercise. This test you can try. These questions are very important. Now I'm going to move the vital stats. So vital stats is also very important for exams. You can also try this vital statistics. Now I'm going to move the last chapter. The last chapter is here in this book of part 1. This last chapter of BSc Statistics part 2, which is chapter 11, multiple regression correlation. This chapter is also very important for BSc Statistics part 2. I can try this multiple regression correlation. Definitions are very important for exams. The formulas are very important. Now you can write here these formulas are very important. You can remember these formulas. You can easily solve the questions of a multiple regression correlation. And you can also remember these formulas. Standard error estimate is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. And I'm going to move the correlation coefficient. Multiple correlation is also very important for exams. So this topic is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. And this formula is very important for exams. Multiple correlation is these formulas are very important for exams. You can also remember this example number 11.4. And exponential correlation is also very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. And now I'm going to move the exercise 11.2 question, 11.1 for BC parts, 11.5 is very important, 11.7, 11.8, and AB for B part, 11.10, and 11.13 is very important for exams of BSc Statistics Part 2. I hope that you have cleared the concepts about that. And also, goodbye.